If you have even a drop of German blood in your veins, or you just love to be outside, drink wine and eat hearty food, then you will find yourself in paradise when you travel to the state of Niederösterreich or Lower Austria. So make sure you stick around because today we're taking you on a trip through this beautiful region. Welcome back to our channel where we take you on a journey through Austria and tell you all about what's going on here. Today we're headed to the south of Austria where Vienna ends and the state of Niederösterreich or Lower Austria begins. In case you haven't heard of it before, Austria is divided into 9 federal states or provinces. The country itself is called the Austrian Republic, which is not to be confused with Austria-Hungary. No, we have no idea what happened to that place either. We just know that they used to have some pretty tasty-looking pastries. Anyway, the point is, today we are talking about Lower Austria, the biggest province in Austria. This large state stretches from the Czech Republic all the way to Slovakia. Its northern border is marked by the river Danube, which serves as a natural border between Austria and the Czech Republic and later between Austria and Slovakia. On its southern side, Lower Austria borders the states of Burgenland. Styria and Salzburg and Vienna is right next door to. Lower Austria is not only the largest state in Austria, it also has the most inhabitants with more than 2 million people living there. The capital and biggest city is St. Pölten, but don't expect much of a big city vibe there because Vienna still remains the only true metropolis in Austria. Oh, and while we're at it, we should also mention that the famous Wachau Valley, the area where the Danube cuts through Thegeberge Mountains, is part of Lower Austria, even though it's often associated with Upper Austria. Confusing. Yes, correct. Yes. Now that we got that sorted out, let's talk about what to do in Lower Austria. If you want to see something different from the usual tourist traps, then go to the Arena Nova. This isn't some new age pop concert venue like the name might suggest, but an archaeological site right next to the B1 town of Manching. Here you can marvel at the ruins of the Roman settlement of Ovilava, which was once home to around 5,000 people. The history of Lower Austria goes back to the days of the Romans, when the great emperor Marcus Aurelius passed away and his adopted son, the infamous Commodus, took over. He decided to divide the empire into 2 halves, east and west, and Lower Austria became part of the so-called province, Pannonia. The Romans stayed in these lands until 455, when they were kicked out by the invading Burgundians, leaving their mark on the culture and architecture of the region. In fact, you can still find Roman ruins all throughout Lower Austria. So if you want to learn more about the time of the Romans, then go to Caron Sabis, the former Roman settlement of Carnuntum. Carnuntum was one of the most important military bases in the entire empire. And today, you can walk around the old ramparts and explore the ruins of the civilian settlement as well as the fortress. And even though there's a lot to discover here, especially if you have kids, don't forget to visit the nearby archaeological park where you can learn more about everyday life during the time of the Romans. But Lower Austria is not only known for its ancient past, it also has a rich tapestry of medieval towns. Back in the Middle Ages, Lower Austria was shaped by 2 powerful forces, the Habsburg dynasty and the Ottoman Empire. As the easternmost province of the Habsburg monarchy, Lower Austria served as the first line of defense against the Ottomans. This led to the construction of numerous castles and fortifications, many of which are still standing today. One of the most impressive castles in Lower Austria is the Dürnstein Castle, which towers over the small town of Dürnstein in the Wachau Valley. Another beautiful castle you can visit is the Agstein Castle, which sits on a rocky outcrop overlooking the river Danube. But perhaps the most iconic castle in Lower Austria is the Kunringer Castle, which dominates the skyline of the town of Kunring. Don't miss the chance to explore these majestic fortresses and immerse yourself in the fascinating history of Lower Austria. And while you're strolling through these medieval towns, make sure to try some local cuisine. Lower Austria is known for its hearty dishes made with fresh, regional ingredients. One of the most popular dishes is the Wiener Schnitzel, which is a thin, breaded veal cutlet that's pan-fried and served with lemon wedges, parsley, and sometimes a slice of ham. Another delicious specialty is the Tafelspitz, which is boiled beef brisket served with boiled potatoes, carrots, onions, and a vinegar-based sauce. Don't forget to try some traditional Austrian desserts like the famous Sachertorte, a rich chocolate cake with layers of apricot jam and whipped cream. Of course, no meal in Lower Austria would be complete without a glass of local wine. The state is home to several wine-growing regions, including the famous Wachau Valley, which is known for its Riesling and Gruner Veltliner wines. So make sure to visit one of the many wine taverns and sample some of the best wines in the country. Speaking of wine, did you know that Lower Austria is actually the biggest wine producer in all of Austria? And even though you will find vineyards all over the state, the Camptal region is arguably one of the most important wine-growing areas in the country. It offers a variety of wine-themed attractions, including the Weinviertel wine route, which takes you through picturesque villages and vineyards, as well as the Austrian Wine Museum, which showcases the history of viticulture in Austria. But Lower Austria is not only about wine and food, the state is also home to some of the most beautiful natural landscapes in the country. One of the most popular destinations is the Schneeberg, a mountain in the southeastern part of the state that offers stunning views of the surrounding area. If you want to spend the night up there, you can even stay at the Schneeberg Mountain Hut, which is open year-round. Just beware, it's quite pricey up there. If you prefer to stay on the ground, then head to the Mostviertel region, which is known for its dense forests, rolling hills, and picturesque lakes. One of the most beautiful spots in Mostviertel is the Sogenannte Mostviertel, Switzerland, a scenic area that's dotted with charming villages and offers plenty of opportunities for hiking, biking, and fishing. Or you could visit the Epstal Valley that's surrounded by lush green mountains and crisscrossed by crystal-clear rivers and streams. This is a great place to go swimming, kayaking, or just relaxing by the water. And if you're feeling adventurous, then why not go exploring the caves of Lower Austria? The state is home to several underground wonders, including the famous Strunzi Caves, which feature stunning stalactite and stalagmite formations. But perhaps the most unique cave system in Lower Austria is the Eintal Caves, which are only accessible by boat. Oh, and if you're into thermal baths, then don't forget to pay a visit to Bad Vigan, a charming town that's home to a luxurious thermal spa. The water in the pool is said to have healing properties, and the views of the surrounding mountains are absolutely stunning. Lower Austria really has it all. From history and culture to food, wine, and nature, it's truly a hidden gem that's well worth exploring. Now, you've probably noticed that we barely scratched the surface here. There's so much more to see and do in Lower Austria, so let us know in the comments below what you would recommend to someone who's visiting the state for the first time. While you're at it, let us know where you would like us to go next. We're always looking for new ideas, and we'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave us a like and subscribe to our channel. We have lots more videos about Austria coming up. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.